What's good? What's good? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm on a 2009 Honda Pilot EXL 3.5 liter. Getting ready to change the coil packs. Yesterday I was driving and I had an issue and had some stumbling in the engine and it was causing me a concern. So got back to the house, parked the vehicle, and the next day I tried to back out the driveway and check engine light came on, all other kind of lights came on, so I stopped immediately from even trying to leave, and then I started to use my OBD2 reader to find out the issue, and I had a cylinder 6 misfire. So what I did was I transferred one of the coil packs to the 6 to 5, and after I did so, the code went from 6 to 5, so I knew it was coil packs. I just recently did a tune-up on this, but did not change the coil packs. It's got over 158,000 miles, or just at that, not quite sure at the moment, but pretty much you're gonna need a flathead screwdriver and you're gonna need a 10 millimeter to remove these, okay? So let's get to it and let's get started. For those who don't know or have never done a tune-up or changed coil packs on this vehicle. All right, so you're gonna come around to the front of the vehicle and you got two spots here, one on each side. Turn them straight, vertical. Same thing with this side. And after you do so, you should be able to lift up your cover. Right, so we got that. Backing up. Let's move it to the side for now. All right, so you have 6 on this guy. For those who don't know, okay, you got 3 coil packs in the front. 1, 2, and 3. Same thing in the back. You'll be able to access them, but you won't be able to see me get to them just because of where they're at. But you'll be able to access them because of the height of the engine. The Honda Odyssey's a lot harder to get to. You have to move the intake manifold in order to get to it on the Honda Odyssey because the engine bay is not as high. So try to get you a good view, best as possible, and let's get started. So like I was saying, we're gonna need a 10 millimeter, possibly a 1.5 inch extension, maybe not, and the ones in the back you're going to be doing those blind. But I went with this premium kit from Amazon, LCWRGS. So went with this. They were $79.99 for the whole kit, so let's see how they hold up through time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the front row first, so you have your squeeze tabs on each of these. Let's see if I can get a better visual for you guys. And all right, so you have a push tab, and let's just take the phone for a minute. We'll come back and set back up on the tripod. All right, for those who don't know, I'm gonna keep saying that because a lot of people, they know. And then so you're gonna squeeze this like this and pull it up. So let's squeeze it, you'll hear it click, and then pull it up. Let's work our way down. Click and pull it up. Sometimes they click, sometimes they don't, but when it goes back in, you want it to click. Same thing with that, squeeze and pull. All right, so now that we got all those broken free, we're going to use our 10 millimeter and start pulling these guys off all the way across. Same thing in the back that you won't be able to see. All right, so let's get to it and match up our coil packs and make sure they're the correct coil packs. All right, and let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. All right, let's break coil number 1 free. Make sure your wrench is set. Left is when you clicking to turn right. Left is off. Click it, turning right with your torque. That's righty tighty. Click it, lefty loose. All right, so let's get down in here. Right over here. And the extension helps out a lot. So we're just gonna go through and break all these free. Make sure you're all the way set on there. And hopefully you can change yours if you can afford to, the coil packs when you do. But I had just recently picked up the vehicle and I wanted to make sure I changed the spark plugs at least. And 2 months later this happens. So all good. Not mad about it. It's just life. Stuff happens through times. And we're gonna go all the way down and loosen all these up. So only got one misfire, but we're changing all of these guys. So if you get a misfire and you can only afford to get the 1s or the 2, might be 3 that you can replace, then I would definitely go ahead and just change them all. But if you can't afford it, just change the ones that's causing the code. Okay, give it some wiggles and some pulls. That's 1, 2, and 3. I usually do the hard ones first, but in this case, since they're right here and I need to check and make sure they're the correct plugs, coil packs, so let's do so now. We got 3 of them out. So this is the easy part as far as changing the coil packs. If y'all was changing the spark plugs, it'll take a lot longer. But let's go ahead and open this guy up. And they come packaged pretty well. Let's come over here. Come packaged pretty well. All right, so let's get one out and let's match them up one at a time. I have my dielectric grease we're gonna use as well. All right, so let's pull one of these guys out. Alrighty, and let's match it up. And always match up your parts. Let's make sure it's all the way around, looks good. And let's check our connector heads. And those look good as well. So let's get our dielectric grease. We're just gonna put a little bit right in here. And we'll go back in. All right, so let's see. Dielectric grease. Just gonna take a little bit and put on the tip there. Just like that. Might need a little bit more. So probably like that. Just put it on the tip around there. That way when you slide it on, you already have some go in and touch your spark plug. Okay. All right, then take the rest and just a little bit around there, just to kind of coat it a little bit. You don't want too much on the rubber. All right, so let's slide our first one back in and just take your time. And make sure your connector's out the way. It might be easier for you to connect the connector first and then slide it down. So let's do that. Let's connect the connector first. Make sure it clicks. Let me move the crappy one out the way. And it clicked. Slide it on down. Let's go ahead and add our socket with our nut. And smush it down. And sometimes when you put dielectric grease on, it'll back up on you like that. So let's push it down and add our bolt. Get on my stool here. And let's back it up and start spinning it. There we go. But yep, you might need to do so after putting a little dielectric grease on there. All right, so we got one in. I'll tighten it down when we're done. Alright, so this is going to show you in the back, you're going to have to feel for it. So let's do the same thing. You don't have to use dielectric grease, but it helps you when you do your next tune-up. Come out a little easier, a lot easier. Alright, number 2. Not going in firing order, just talking about what number coil pack I'm on. So we're going to get all 3 of these guys in. Let's connect our connector first. Just because it's up high, at least get it on there, click it, smash it down. So that's what it does when you put the dielectric grease on. Might have a little air pocket under it. And let's go ahead and go back in with our socket. So if it does that and it backs up on you like so, the dielectric grease does do that sometimes. But these have screws on them so they don't back out. And be careful not to drop the nut. Alright, so that's number 2. And we got one more, which would be number 3 for the front. Alright. Same thing, just a little bit. Alright. Put this cap back on so I don't smash it and have a mess. Same thing with this one. You're going to kind of lean it back, just kind of pop angle it like that. Give it some wiggles. Alright, let's go ahead and put our connector on. Ready to click. Alright, so Got that one in. Let's go ahead and start our threads. Get a couple on there, a couple of spins. All right, now we can mash this down and rotate it on up. Okay, now it's time for our ratchet. Tighten those guys back down. And then I'll proceed to the rear. And you're gonna have your 3 straight across. I'll try to grab the phone for you and show you. And you want them tight in a 1/4 turn. That one still needs to be tighter. A little bit tighter. Still got some finger spinning. And you can hold it. And that's it. Just some wiggles, take it off. Alright, so that's it in the front. Alright, let me show you the rear real quick. I'm not going to do those on camera, but this is pretty much procedure. Well, it is the procedure for the back. So just going to stick the camera back there so you guys can see. And hopefully this video helps you on changing your coil packs. But if you get a misfire and you already changed your plugs, you might have a damaged plug, or you might have a possible issue with the coil pack as such. So mine was coil packs. Just move these guys out the way. And let's go all the way to the back. All right, so on the back of the engine, all right, come up, back of the engine. Zoom out some more. All right, so go straight to the back. Let's look back in here. Okay, so you got 1, 2, and your third one is way over there. So those are the 3 that you're gonna have to do in the back, and you're gonna follow the same procedure, and that's how you change the coil packs / spark plugs if that's what you're going to do. The whole tune-up, I recommend that. And until the next video, guys, live life, love it. Always know rest is the enemy. Causes us to work so hard. As you can see, we're starting to get some more here and there. But yeah, hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notifications, leave them on if you just want to pop in and see what I do. And until the next video, guys, I am out.